Hello curlies, it's Mary and welcome back to the Curly Closet. So today's makeup tutorial is going to be this classic holiday look featuring a very simple face and eye look with bold red lips, and this is going to be featuring the new Stunna lip paint by Fenty Beauty. To begin with, I've primed my face with this Beam Team cream and also with the Fenty Beauty primer, and I have used the Fenty Beauty foundation, the Pro Filter foundation, as my foundation for the day. You've pretty much guessed that this is my favourite foundation of the moment. And now I'm using this matchstick in suede, and I'm using this as my under eye concealer, but also just to cover up any blemishes on my face. I feel like it works really well as a blemish concealer, definitely, and it suits my skin tone exactly, so that makes my life a lot easier. And yes, I'm just blending this out with a mini sponge. Now I'm just using another one of the mini sponges, and I'm using that to set the areas of my face which tend to get oily, and I'm adding just a little bit of powder under my eyes. I try not to add too much of it because yeah, it ends up kind of sticking in my crease a little bit too much. So just a tiny bit under my eyes and then more around my T-zone areas. Now I'm going to use this matchstick in Trippin, which is a beautiful peachy gold colour, and it just really complements my skin tone beautifully, and I'm just using this as an eyeshadow base. Next I'm using this Face Form palette by Sleek, and I'm using the darkest colour in the palette, which is a contour shade, and I'm just using that in my crease. So you'll notice that for this look I'm actually going to be using the same palette for my eyes and my cheeks, just because I want to keep it simple and it just makes everything blend together beautifully. And next I'm going on to using a shader brush, and I'm using the blush, the medium blush colour on the main part of my eyelid, and then I'm using the lightest colour and just adding that on top and towards the inner part of my eye, just to add a bit of brightness and a little bit of glitter without being too bright. Next I'm going back in with this fluffy brush, and I'm just using that to blend the crease colour into the lighter colours a little bit more. And then I'm using my MAC Mineralize SkinFinish, and I'm just using that to blend out the colours from the crease. So you can see this is a very natural looking eye, and here I've added a bit of eyeliner. And now I'm going back into the Face Form palette, and I'm using the medium colour, and that's going to be a bit of my blush colour. So this can actually be used as a blush or a highlight, but for my skin tone it works much better as a blush. Now I have added some false lashes, which is probably one of the hardest things to get on camera. And you can just see here that I'm just using my eyeliner, and I'm just using that to fill in the gaps a little bit because sometimes it just needs to be done. So now I'm adding the same colours underneath my eyes as I have on top of my eyes. So I've used the darker colour, the middle blush colour on the outer part of my eye, and then the lighter one on the inner corner of my eye. And now I'm going on to using this beautiful highlighter from Ofra Cosmetics, which is called Bali. Again, this is a peachy golden colour, so it's going to fit really nicely with all the other colours that I have chosen for this look. And I've added some of that to my brow bone, and then I'm just using this small fluffy brush just to blend that out a bit because it was looking a bit harsh. I just wanted to blend out the outer corners of the colour and just let it blend a little bit more into my skin and into the other colours around. And of course I had to add a little bit on my nose because I really like that button nose look. Next I'm using this Mineralize SkinFinish again, and I'm just adding this to the lower part of my face, and then I'm just working my way upwards. So I'm using it to basically blend everything together. I've gone over my highlight and my blush a bit with it as well, just because I want all of those things to kind of blend together nicely. And then I'm taking a little bit of the Bali highlighter, and I'm just using that to highlight my inner tear duct. And now on to the star of the show. So if you haven't seen my full demo and review of the Stunna lip paint, then I'm going to link this in the top right of the video. But essentially this is the reason why the rest of my face is kept very, very simple. And I've just gone for very peachy tones because this lip paint is so bright and so show-stopping that it really doesn't need any other major accompaniment. But I think it does look really, really gorgeous with a winged liner look. So after ensuring that the lip paint is perfectly applied to my lips, this is essentially the final look. I really love the peachy tones, the golden peachy tones on my skin. These look very natural on my skin. And of course I've just played up my eyes with the winged liner, and then I've drawn attention to my lips with the bold red. If you love this video, then please give it a very big thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon on the Curly Closet. Take care. Bye.